A team losing on the 90-minute mark in a football match can be said to have lost the match. As much as this is the norm, there are breaks from the norm. Sometimes, goals are scored just before the referee blows the whistle. So, in a football match, if the referee is yet to blow the final whistle, the match is not over. In this video are legendary last-minute moments. Just before we go on, please subscribe to this channel and hit the like button. Sergio Ramos vs Atletico Madrid. Sergio Ramos is famous for his aggressive style of play, and he is the kind of defender strikers do not want to mess with. The former Spanish international is one of the best defenders of his generation. Nonetheless, defending is not the only thing he is good at. During his time at Madrid, Ramos also scored quite a number of goals. Some important, others not too important. Of all the goals scored by the former Madrid captain, his match was already in the final minutes of stoppage time, and Atletico Madrid fans were getting ready to celebrate their first Champions League trophy. Well, this celebration never saw the light of day, as Ramos scored a header to keep Real Madrid in the game. This match went on to penalties, and Madrid were able to win their 10th Champions League final. Andreas Iniesta vs Chelsea. Iniesta's goal against Chelsea in the Champions League semi-final also destroyed Chelsea fans. After a first leg which ended in a barren draw at Nou Camp, Barcelona were playing Chelsea in the second leg of the Champions League semi-final at Stamford Bridge. Not long after the match started, Chelsea got a goal through Michael Essien's shot, and it looked like things were going to remain this way. Already, football fans around the world were looking forward to an all-English final. Nonetheless, Barcelona were not giving up. The match was in the last seconds of stoppage time. Messi was with the ball and was heavily marked. He did not make an attempt to shoot. Instead, he passed the ball to Iniesta, who was free. Iniesta shot the ball into the top left corner, got his team the needed goal, and carried them to the Champions League final. Gerrard's equalizer against West Ham. Just like Iniesta's goal, which kept Barcelona in the Champions League, Gerrard's goal kept Liverpool in the FA Cup. However, unlike Iniesta's goal, which came in the semi-final, Gerrard's was in the FA Cup final between Liverpool and West Ham. This match, which lots of football fans consider to be the biggest FA Cup final ever, ended well for Liverpool. Unfortunately, we cannot say the same for West Ham. The Hammers were leading Liverpool 3-2 in the last minutes of the game, and already it looked like Gerrard could not go on with the game any longer as he was already dealing with cramps. It looked like the universe had some plans for Gerrard as he went on with the game even though he was not so fit. About 9 minutes to the end of the game, the former Liverpool captain had the opportunity to shoot and was able to convert from 37 yards away. This goal kept Liverpool in the game, and they ended up winning via penalties. Patrick Anderson destroyed Hamburg and Schalke 04. 2001 is a year lots of Schalke fans will never forget. It was a year they came really close to winning the German Bundesliga, but failed due to Anderson's dying-minute goal. The unfortunate thing about this season for Schalke is fans and players were already so certain that they would win the league and were already rejoicing and simply waiting for the final whistle before getting official with their celebrations. Schalke had just defeated Unterhaching 5-3 and had actually done everything in their power to win the league on the season's final day. Unfortunately, they needed more than a victory in their last league match to actually win the league. Their position on the league was more dependent on the outcome of the match between Bayern and Hamburg than it was on them. In the match between Hamburg, Bayern conceded a goal in the last 10 minutes, and it seemed like they could no longer win the league. The match was already in stoppage time, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer against Bayern Munich. Just 2 years before the Tides favored Bayern in a dramatic Bundesliga win, things went against them in a Champions League final match against Manchester United. In 1999, Manchester United under Sir Alex Ferguson got their first treble. Most football fans never forget this day. However, people rarely talk about the process of winning the treble. At 90 minutes, Bayern were leading United, and it seemed like United's dream of winning a treble was about to crash. Just as time was running out, United were able to level things up through Teddy Sheringham's connection with David Beckham's corner. At that point, United were back in the race, however, they had just gotten started. 2 minutes after Teddy's goal, United had a second corner and Ule converted, bringing the Champions League trophy to England and helping United win a treble. Landon Donovan vs Algeria. 1999 is a year Manchester United fans all over the world will never forget. Like United fans, American football enthusiasts will always remember the 2010 World Cup, not because they won the World Cup, as they have never done so, but it was the year the United States got their most important World Cup goal. The Americans had to wait for Donovan's dying-minute goal before progressing to the round of 16. It was the last match of the 2010 World Cup, and the United States and Algeria were yet to score a goal. The Americans were close to making it to the next stage of the tournament. All they needed to do was win this match. Just as the match was about ending, Tim Howard got the ball to Altidore, who connected with Dempsey. This attempt at goal was saved by the Algerian goalkeeper. Donovan saw an opportunity for a rebound and was able to find the back of the net. Although the Americans did not come close to winning the tournament, this is a moment they will never forget. Abby Wambach's late goal against Brazil. About a year after the United States male football team qualified for the round of 16 of the 2010 World Cup in the last moments of the match, their female counterparts were able to achieve a similar feat. In this match, which went on to extra time, the Americans trailed the Brazilians 2-1 and needed something special to remain in the World Cup. In the 122nd minute of this match, which was already obviously in extra time, American winger Megan Rapinoe hit the ball towards the Brazilian goal with her left leg. It looked like the Brazilian keeper could deal with the ball. Fortunately for the Americans, the Brazilian goalie could not prevent the ball from getting to America's Abby Wambach, who hit the ball into the back of the net with a header. This goal moved the game to penalties, and the United States ended up advancing to the next round. Wigan versus Manchester City. Back to men's football. In 2013, Wigan became the first team in England to be relegated from the Premiership in the same year that they won the FA Cup. This is quite ironic. However, it goes a long way to prove how interesting football in England can be. Wigan knew they were out of the Premiership by the end of the 2012-2013 season, so it seemed like there was not much to play for. As much as all hope was lost when it came to taking something out of the Premiership, they still had the opportunity to win a title. The Lactics were playing a rejuvenated Manchester City side and needed something special to win the match. Just as the match was coming to an end, Wigan had a corner kick which got converted by Ben Watson. This was all they needed to win the FA Cup in 2013. Regardless of this win, they were relegated. Also, in response to City's loss, Manchester City sacked Roberto Mancini. Aguero's goal against Sunderland. In the 2013 FA Cup final, City might have failed to prevail over a weak Wigan side. However, in the previous year, against all odds, they emerged champions of England when several football fans in England assumed United were going to win their 6th Premier League title in 7 years. It was the last day of the 2011-12 Premier League campaign, and Manchester United had just defeated Sunderland, so it seemed they were going to be crowned champions of England. However, things took a twist when City, who were trailing QPR by a goal, equalized. With this equalizer by Edin Dzeko, City needed an extra goal to turn things around. Although getting a third goal in this match against 10-man QPR seemed unlikely, Aguero had a successful strike in the 94th minute, and this gave City the league title they had waited so long for. Lucas Moura versus Ajax. At number 1 is the moment Lucas Moura helped Tottenham get into the Champions League final against all odds. Unfortunately, Tottenham had to get over a promising Ajax team to get to the 2019 Champions League final. This moment will always be associated with pain for Ajax fans. However, it introduced Tottenham to a new level of football. Unfortunately, they couldn't stay at this level for long. Lucas Moura scored a late winner in the second leg of the Champions League semi-final. No one saw it coming. Fans had given up and were satisfied with how far their team had come. However, the players on the pitch wanted more and they got what they wanted. One could say Tottenham were lucky. Well, this luck was not available in the final as they lost to Liverpool. Thanks for going all the way. See you in the next video.